Welcome back, folks. Maincast Winter Brawl, best of 3. OG.Seed versus Khan. Or is it OG Seed? It looks like the Seed has finally found their daddy because No Tail is in the lobby. What's going on? Unexpected development, Brian.
Yeah, I'm ready. We got a TI winning TI winning captain. He is in the drafting seat for them. I'm excited. I love to watch players like No Tail. I think he's one of the best players in the world, if not the best. So, see what he can do leading this team to victory. I expect to see cleaner Dota from them than I do from Khan based on what I've seen and what I know about No Tail. But I also know that even the best players in the world can look disorganized if they're playing with a team that they're not used to playing with. So it really is going to show whether or not he's actually spending a lot of quality time with this OG Seed squad. The fact that he is now leading them in an actual game.
No, it's a fair point. You know, we usually see these superstar lineups, right? All the best players in the world come together, and then the teams are underwhelming. It's all about the team dynamics. I think at least the draft should be interesting because No Tail, he has, OG in general, have always had a more unique perspective on the drafting. And Z-Freak, you know, this guy I talked with a lot in the past. He's always this guy looking for the next kind of exploitable thing or thinking outside the box, right? He loves that kind of strategy when it comes to drafts.
For sure. I mean, that's the beauty of Dota, is it is kind of cheesy, but that's a way to win. You know, you got to be the next one to find the OP hero. And not only do you have to find that OP hero, but you have to know it and you have to play it better than anyone else in the world. You know, if you want to win TI or, majors. Like we saw TNC win the first major this season. It felt like they just knew Morph Shaker better than anyone else in the tournament. And with that broken combo, they got an advantage in the draft if the enemy team was forced to ban these heroes. And if they didn't, they had that natural advantage by getting to play the combo. I think OG, last two TIs, they had Spectre PL, the TI8. They had the IO Alk TI9. It doesn't take much, but it's easier said than done. I want to be very clear. It's not easy to be the team that. It's not a coincidence that it was the same team that found these strategies both years in a row, right? So, if it were that easy, everyone would do it. But at the same time, that is the beauty of Dota and what makes the highest levels, for me personally, so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, as you get people trying to perfect the existing combo, then you've got the other people, usually the ones that kind of thrive a little bit more in the long run. These guys who always experiment, right? The person who's trying to create a new cocktail. Because when you find it, you catch people off guard for a start, and it might very easily be more powerful in the long run than the existing established meta.
Exactly, for sure.
It's always great to see that OG has managed to succeed with that, because I think for a while we were having this issue where everyone was just copycatting each other, and no one was really trying to evolve. But then OG has twice in a row came in and said, hey, we have our way. We think everyone has their own meta, and you should lean into that. And then you get these kind of convergences and these diversifications in terms of playstyles. Something we don't usually talk about much in Dota, right? Because there's so much going on, so complicated around the draft. There's 10 heroes, they're all unique. Whereas when you listen to other kind of more traditional esports scenes with less variables, like maybe CSGO, for example, there's more talk of these playstyles that the team has and how they match up.
What I want to say about OG, I think, is the most revolutionizing part of their run at TI8 and TI9 is that before them, I think a lot of teams were kind of not, it wasn't necessarily the rigidity of the meta and like trying to do what all the other teams are doing, but teams would have the 1 position, they'd have the 2 position, and they'd have the 3 position. And like everyone was kind of playing the same role every single game. But on OG, they were the first team, in my opinion, that I noticed that they're like, hey, some games, Seb, you're going to carry us. Like, yeah, you're the 3 position. Yeah, you're the offlaner, but this is your game. Like, we're giving you the good game. You're going to carry us to victory. Some games it's going to be honest. Some games it's going to be Thompson. Like, it just doesn't matter, right? Like, who on our team needs to take over the game? A lot of teams kind of have that all-star or the person that they kind of build their lineup around a lot of the time. And I think what made OG so much better was that that could just be anybody. And it just was based on what hero was best for the game and who on the team happened to be playing that hero. It didn't matter who it was, it just mattered what hero was set up to have the best game. And I think that that's a really cool part about what OG does. I think moving forward, like that's the next evolution for all the teams in the world to kind of adapt in their own way. And I also think TNC did a really good job of that at the first major. And I think the team that will continue to do that at every major will be the most successful. So
That's a fair point.
that's
I was going to say the other angle of it is, it's when you have all these interchangeable parts and no one's ego or whatever it is getting the better of them, and everyone's willing to humble themselves and say, you are doing good in this game, we'll back you up, is it preps you to not just win by default, right? Because we see this sometimes where if you play 100 games of Veno, right, and you're winning like 90% of them, you don't really learn how to win from behind. You're too used to everything about your draft and your team enabling you. So if something backfires and like a team counters you out as the star player, all of a sudden you feel confused. You don't know what the hell you're meant to be doing anymore.
5 seconds remaining.
I agree. I know what you mean. For sure. I do not like this Veno pick, so we'll see how that pans out. I think Rubik's one of the best support counters in the entire game, and I think Magnus doesn't hate playing against Veno, and I think that there's like Morphling, Slark, all these carries they could potentially pick. Mag is seen a lot as a carry nowadays, but he's also seen as a mid, so there's just a lot of options. I think they could even just go the Abaddon route or Omni route, but Omni actually got banned, so never mind. I think Abaddon's a fine hero here. I think there's a lot of options for OG to punish this. OGC, that is. And they go for the brew. So that's just an aura building team fighter. We've seen a lot of brew so far.
We have. Could this be Khan going Ursa next? Because that's another reason a lot of teams get the Veno is so that there's no counter pick to the Ursa pick.
It's a pretty good Ursa game. I think Brewmaster is one of the better heroes against Ursa. You kind of just like throw him up in the mid game. You purge his overpower with your Storm Panda.
5 seconds remaining.
It's like it's good against the other three for sure.
Radiant
But
team back.
Okay.
they go for the Slark themselves. Okay. I am liking the draft a bit better now with the Slark. Was kind of surprised OGC didn't go for the Slark themselves. I thought it was just like a really good pick for them. And I thought that now they're kind of giving a win condition to this con draft.
Yeah. I guess they didn't want to give it away too early, right? Because it's their final pick, and it's very likely that the Magnus is going to be in the mid. So they just want to try and protect, not reveal their core until the very end. Heroes that you feel match up well against the Slark, like to match that tempo of what they got right now. Do you like something like a PA maybe?
I think PA might just be a bit too slow right now. I think very, very rarely can you get away with a PA. And against Wyvern, I don't know how I feel about PA this game. I would be fine with a PL as well again this game, but I think it'll probably get banned out. This could be a mag carry, so at that point we have to also consider potential mid laners. I think even like the SFs can be pretty strong against Slark just because of all of his damage that hits him in the ult. It seems like OG. I think both teams are pretty heavily invested in the mid game, so it really boils down to what Khan picks ninth here, and I think OG will just pick whatever's best for their lane matchups.
Dire
Right.
team
Well,
back.
TA will be banned out in the meantime. Doesn't really reveal much though, because it's not an outright counter to the mag on the lane, right? Because you can't kill him with traps, as he can always skewer away.
TA is just a really strong laner in general, and none of their heroes are particularly amazing against TA, so I think that's why they got rid of it.
10 seconds remaining.
You need to really cover at this point, Khan. Because likely the Slark in the safe
5
lane.
seconds remaining.
I'd say Veno for off lane right now, and then Tiny as a support in this game feels pretty good. But they still
Yeah, that's most likely what they're orienting with the lanes. It could be maybe a Veno mid, but most likely Veno off lane.
Actually, a little bit stumped on this. The PL ban, as you called.
Yeah, it's just one of the few carries that matches up really well against Slark, and it's also good against the other three. So you kind of just have to not get PL's kind of just a gotcha hero this patch. I think he's pretty strong, but I don't think he's strong enough to just like win every game with. I think it's just a hero that if you find the good game for PL, he's going to win most of the time.
Yeah, it's not the Lifestealer last patch or the Gyrocopter last patch sort of thing.
Radiant
Well,
is
Gyrocopter turned into a bit more of a bait layer, but the Earth Spirit, that's a hero we don't really get to see at all at the moment.
Maybe core tiny then, mid tiny. Not 100% sure. I have to assume it's a supporter spirit. I don't think they'd pick core or spirit.
Yeah, I've seen a few teams, at least in high level pubs, people have been running or trying to run Earth Spirit as the off lane at the moment. Which I get to understand from like the Veil Rush perspective, maybe. They do have a decent amount of damage for the Veil, but it's not
remaining.
through the roofs, right? It's not like the Wyvern or the Tiny are going to love the existence of the Veil to the extremes. Plus, you have a Venno that will eventually just get it, even if he was in the 5 role. So, likely, as you said, Earth Spirit 4, Wyvern 5, and then you could actually then run the Venno in the offlane, Tiny or Slark mid, maybe. And there's the ultimate counter.
Your hero.
I was wondering if we were going to see it. If you don't like Slark, first in your mind always has been pick Bloodseeker, ruin his game.
They also have a lot of natural synergy. They have the Skewer from Mag. They have the Glimpse from Disruptor. They even have the Lift from Rubik. A lot of ways of naturally making people take rupture damage. Talked about a hero like Bloodseeker being really nice against something like Wyvern because it is mixed damage. It's not just physical. It also is like really good to punish whoever gets Cold Embrace. They're just going to get silenced. So I think Bloodseeker is a really powerful hero right now in general. I am going to heavily lean towards OG Seed just because I want to believe that being captained by No Tail is probably a pretty significant advantage, but also just because I do think they have all the tools that they need to deal with what Khan's representing. I think Khan's going to have some damage issues outside of the Slark. If the Slark can get to that critical threshold where he's got like Diffusal, BKB, Satanic, something like that, then suddenly you've got potentially a Slark problem. But they're going to go pipe on this Brewmaster. And then at that point, the Venno, the Earth Spirit, all these other heroes are all magic damage. And I think they're going to suffer if the Slark is not enough damage on his own. So it really boils down to whether or not OG Seed can just throw all of their abilities onto the Slark, and if they can, I have a hard time believing Khan can win the game.
Yeah, Khan's draft feels a bit locked in both XP and gold, right? Like, for the gold perspective, heroes like Slark, they need a lot of items to really last along these fights. And then when I look at it from an impact based on spells perspective, some of their heroes, it's not like 6 is the biggest spike in the world. I mainly look at Venom whenever I talk about this, right? It's this hero that level 1 Poison Nova is kind of like mild tickling after you take away the magic resistance calculations. It doesn't do much, but then you look on the other side.
Plus innate regen too.
Yes.
You have to include that.
And I was going to say, you look on the other side, the thing that I love about this lineup is both Magnus and Bloodseeker. It's this double empowering, weirdly enough, I guess is the word. What's that word? Buffing. I mean, the simplest word. Lineup, where one of them they just use it on both, right? So you can Blood Rage on Magnus, and then with Empower, he's going to delete these supports, or any of these squishy heroes. Even Slark, you could die in an RP straight away.
Orb of Venom on Bloodseeker. That's interesting. Looking out some starting items here. Z-Freak got the Ring of Basilius on the 4-position Rubik.
That being said, actually, one of the big issues Bloodseeker is going to have is this Venom Gale. Because they have no Dispel.
Yeah, this is looking like a pretty sweet Manta game for the Bloodseeker. He's got the Gale, he's got the Wyvern, Arctic Burn, he's got the Earth Spirit stuff, the Silence, the DOT from the ult. A lot of stuff to Manta off this game. So if I'm Bloodseeker, I'm either going Maelstrom Manta or Maelstrom BKB. So it really boils down to maybe he'll even go Manta and BKB at some point. Usually I only like to go one or the other, but both of them look real juicy this game. You can maybe afford to skip the BKB simply because your Brewmaster is 100% going to have a pipe. So you'll be able to potentially tank through a lot of the magic damage. But sometimes it's still not even enough. You might just have to go the BKB anyway.
That's the thing. Well, the Poison Nova will still affect you, and then Winter's Curse won't be stopped by the BKB anyway. Like, the only real thing that it prevents is the tiny Avalanche Toss combo, but he'll initially jump you with that, right? So the BKB won't change that outcome much. So I'll go for the 2-1-2 split. The good thing about Bloodseeker, you start with the Blood right, you do zone them away, especially on those first few creep waves. It allows you to get that crucial XP to get towards 2 quicker. Well, there is a lot of kill potential here with the slows, with the stun control that Earth Spirit offers. If No Tail comes a little bit too far forward, he will die in the blink of an eye. Little Tiny doing pretty well in the mid lane, though, as you expect. Tiny, not really a hero we see struggle ever when it comes to one-on-one lanes.
Yeah, you just effectively have longer range than a melee hero. You have like 69 damage or so with your tree, and plus a Quelling Blade that puts you at like 85. Pretty hard to deny you any creeps. You also have like a little bit of a kill threat, so it's really hard to be aggressive on you because you threaten to kill them back. But Mag also just one of those high base damage heroes as well. So Bloodseeker appears to be doing pretty well in the bottom lane. Couriers are being fed already. No surprise in this patch. Disruptors are getting a lot of harass onto this Venomancer. Bloodseeker is one of the better safe laners against Veno, just because Veno's regen reduction is only on health regen. It's not on actual healing. So Bloodseeker, Blood Rage is a way to heal through the Venomancer harass on a carry hero.
And Blood right level 1 is very decent, well, very good damage, shall we say. 125 pure damage means that the moment they go you throw down Blood right, they don't really want to pursue it anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage to tank in order to pursue you. It's so much damage.
Especially with heroes like Veno, who don't really have the movement speed to get out of it in time.
He did go for the Windlace on Veno, interestingly enough, since you mentioned that.
Still not
that
cracking
probably...
300 movement speed.
Yeah, it's probably why he did that, but it's pretty crazy how slow that hero is. They are going to go on him here. He's caught by the kinetic field plus the Blood right.
He's just
that
dead.
A lot of damage, and he's just gone. That was full to 0. He was not even like harassed down. He was just, they just had all the damage in the world to deal with him.
It's kind of this power spike at level 3 thing again, right? Like Bloodseeker gets to him first, chases, and also Veno, he feels the same. Like you want 2 points in Poison Sting, that's when you start to burn off people's regen and start to whittle them down to like half HP. Level 1 Poison Sting, not that impressive from that perspective.
It literally triples in damage. It goes from 36 to 108 when you get to level 2 Poison Sting over the course of the entire duration of damage. So
they're going to go on him again. Net field. Ooh, off the mark. Cheshire Cat will get away. But Madara, he's strong enough that he can just trade. Although No Tail just lost his clarity, courtesy of the centaur.
Madara has to be careful a bit. He does have only 1 Tango left after that one runs out, and he's not level 4 yet, so no points in the Blood Rage in order to heal. So as long as he gets to Blood Rage and gets healed up afterwards, he's perfectly fine.
CS is pretty good for all of OG's lanes so far. You've got Jeeb matching up against Slark at this point, and the other 2 cores for Khan have fallen behind in their respective lanes. I guess at that point, like, you've got to start thinking, where can your Mish rotate? Because he should be kind of that critical factor between 5 and 10 minute mark. That's where Earth Spirit's always thrived, is ganking.
Dire are scanning.
Is there an easy
Dude,
lane
Jesse,
to gank?
that was sick, actually. He, like, expected the Tiny to try to cancel his regen, so the Tiny, like, tossed a creep onto him, and then he faked picking it up again, and then the Tiny tossed his tree, and then he picked it up. So that was, like, pretty good mind game coming out from Jesse there, knowing that the Tiny was going to try to cancel his regen rune.
And then he just trades effectively because all of a sudden Arrow has to wait before he can pick up another tree anyway. Not bad. But what do you think with the Amish anyway? Do you think he can actually... Is there any good lane for Earth Spirit to rotate this game?
Not really. Magnus is super tanky. He's already got a bracer. He's going to go treads. He's going to have like 1,500 health on Mag.
Oh no!
The deny.
The
From the Bloodseeker, that's a disaster, though. That they, I mean, even though they got stunned by the Centaur, that's a deny coming out, like, against the Veno Gale. They're gonna try to get Madara, but he's so fast. He's just gonna heal up with that Blood Rage. Is he gonna heal with that Blood Rage? Okay,
he's gonna try
a bit. It's pretty underwhelming now that they nerfed it level 1.
No Tail? He might get Yamish. It looks like he has just enough of the 1 to stay alive. Although Madara is happy with this. He's like, alright, movement speed, attack speed, thank you very much. We'll use their salve. They're running out of regen a little bit. I feel like yeah, there it is. I was about to say they benefit a lot from a headdress. Cheshire Cat has board it now, so his Corey will bring it out next.
I don't think this whole move speed build is the way to play against Disruptor, Bloodseeker. They're gonna catch you. I think the Veno should have almost tried to man up. He should have gone like bracers and a Wraith Band kind of thing, just like try to fight them as much as possible. But at this stage, you're just too far behind in his lane. I think Bloodseeker's just gonna. Oh, it's really hard to Gale him too. He went for it, but his Bloodseeker's so fast. Top lane is super low. Slark's at like 60%.
Fishman might be at 0 soon.
25.
Ooh, Fable doesn't finish it. Z-Freak does give over his life, but Veno dies in the bot lane in the meantime. Madara, bye. Still alive.
Tactically not killing this Wyvern in order to kill the Veno bottom.
Level strategies. Madara, he actually has enough for the phase boost now. He can bury out a salve as well if need be. And then he can just start diving again. Gale. He's still so quick.
Oh,
and
no,
that's the
the
glimpse
glimpse.
back. Oh. He's just teasing himself at this point. He's like, oh yes, a low HP Bloodseeker. If I just hit this Gale, I can go back to base.
Is that really what he was thinking?
He was thinking it halfway through the glimpse. He forgot about that extra piece at the end. He's just like, what he was thinking was, if I hit this Gale, nothing else. That was it.
Okay, gotcha. Because I don't think he intended to go back to base there. I don't think that's what he wanted to do.
I would hope not. Depends how badly he wants to lose this game.
That is true.
You know, maybe it's like one of those pub games you have where your teammates, you don't like him, you just don't want to win at that point. No tell, will be found out as he was tanking the creeps for Madara, but Madara not able to get some revenge. We'll go for the D-ward at least. Also, Chessie is farming up a storm.
That's a big bag for you. You pretty much have to be able to kill this guy. You have to like represent a kill threat on him. Otherwise, he kind of just free farms. And yeah, they just left Tiny as a core, and that's not a hero that's going to kill threat the bag. So at this point, Magnus hits for 172 damage, and he's just chilling.
Also, Tiny's going for drums, so it's not like he's going to have an impact quickly. This just feels like a mini farmer's item at this point. Especially when you consider this as the core Tiny, so you know he's got the maxed out tree throw, tree grab rather, and he just wants to keep going.
And
TP away.
TP.
Good luck.
The glimpse.
Gamish will roll out successfully though. They are going to need this Slark to do so much at this rate. I just don't see the Tiny being likely to rotate anytime soon, right? Especially considering he goes for these drums as opposed to like a Blink Dagger or a Shadow Blade. Look at this rotation. Jesse found an Invis room. The poor man's Shadow Blade. Jeebit won't go down quick enough, and instead Jesse has the RP. Gets the kill a little bit too late, so Brewmaster still goes down, but Fishman will also die. I don't even know if he needed the RP at that point.
It was a nice 50 damage nuke.
Oh, yes. You know, he could use that for creeps. Probably farm the camps a little bit quicker.
It also groups everything together, so he makes sure he clears it, you know, with the cleave.
Very good idea. And in some games, you're playing against Invis heroes, so you just catch them on the creep as well. But it will take something a bit more logical here. He's trying to get rid of the tier 1 tower. Can't quite finish it off in time, but Slark is coming back up. He does have Shadow Dance still, but I don't
That's
think
a
he can
level
stop him.
6 Slark and a level 10 mag. He's just going to spear him away.
Come to daddy. Oh, Chessie's getting low. He may have overestimated his tankiness here. Brewmaster is nearby, but Chessie no longer has a skewer. Bloodright's coming out. Split's committed. Magnus will go down. That's a lot of XP going the way of Khan. But with the rotation, OG will get the better end of the kills, at least in terms of number.
That was a pretty big kill to get on mag, and meanwhile, Tiny is hitting the mid lane. He's level 10 as well, so overall, that's probably about the best Khan could wish for there.
Weirdly enough, the XP was actually in favor of OG still, though. 750 going that way.
Weird game.
Maths is hard, you know.
It is. Venomancer getting a little bit of recovery time bottom. He definitely needs it. He had a rough one.
He's a lower level than Zach is. Z-Freak's up at level 6. This core Veno is still 5.
Yeah, an interesting little thing about the Rubik Veno interaction is if you steal the Plague Wards, you get the Poison Sting on your Plague Wards. So, pretty good counter in that regard. You pretty much counter his push potential as well as like map control that he gets from placing Plague Wards everywhere.
It's a good life for Rubik because it functions as a farming type spell as well, vision type spell, and you have more time to move around and actually use it for the vision factor than a Veno does. Looks like it's going to be a move
Full
mid.
damage bag. He hits for 280.
Yeah, just let him have this one, boys. It's probably safer this way. Ag now has the Echo Saber as well. I wonder if we'll go for the Ag. This feels like a pretty decent Ags game. There's only one silence you're really worried about stopping you from skewering around. Well, this freak did get found. Retreat deep into the tree line, but he will die. Let's say alright. If you're getting heavy pressure there, no. Johan?
Can I just say this Slark build makes me sick? I think 114 is just not a thing. Like, you're trying to fight them, but you just have no way to farm. Like, your Dark Pack does 75 damage. Not a fan of this, but, you know, I'm not here to exactly flame, but I just...
But if you wanted to, it'd be very easy.
It's such an all-in build. It's like, you either fight them with your max essence shift and you get a bunch of kills, or you're farming like this and you don't farm very fast at all, so...
Yeah, this is like, if you were playing some weird, funky support Slark, sure. You just keep running them. It makes sense why you want a maxed out passive, but you have no farming mechanism. Yes. Yeah. The reason we saw heroes like this, they were going for Midas's last patch all the time. They didn't have.
I think like 2 or 3 points can be reasonable in the essence shift, but the 4th point is just such overkill at this stage.
Yamish. Connect field goes down. Split's gonna come out. They are gonna try and go for the glimpse play. He almost juked them, but Yamish spotted. He will die. He at least tanks the gank, so Slark doesn't have to. You can go back to farming small camps very slowly. This is pretty painful to watch, actually.
Yeah, man, I'm not a fan. But Tiny, he is going for the Blink Dagger. He's actually really farmed on this Tiny, so despite everything else, but by no means is that enough. Does get the Trusty Shovel. Will he get the Bounty Rune? Use that Arcane Rune Trusty Shovel!
Like, nope, hit creeps. More gold.
Oh my god.
Right now, he's actually negotiating with Duraccio. He's like, bro, could you just give me that tree so I can always pick up trees? Just not have to run over to tree lines for them? The Slark's like, no. Yeah. I need this extra damage. I can't farm. Here's the smoke. Blink online, ready to make a move. How's Chessie looking? He has his blink as well, so he's looking to match the aggression that Tiny wants to put out. Madara, meanwhile, heading towards the BKB next after he got his drums. And he might be given a little bit of gold unintentionally to Khan, because they're going to connect with this smoke rotation at this rate. Madara is backing up now. He feels uncomfortable. Blink forward. And there's the blink reveal. Straight to the safety of the outpost. Madara says, please, anyone? The TPs will begin at the tier 1 tower, and all of a sudden, the smoke was for nothing.
Yeah, good awareness by Madara there. I think Tiny could have like tried to cut him off rather than like trying to blink finding him immediately, but
could be worse.
Well, not too much worse, because the problem is that Chessie was farming the entire while.
You know, we've seen worse. All I'm saying is you gotta think glass.
We have seen worse today. You're right. This is definitely an improvement, but they're going to need to step it up a little bit. Tiny needs to start connecting, because Slark is falling behind more and more compared to Bloodseeker right now.
Yeah, they're kind of just getting out efficiency on the map. A lot of that has to do with the skill builds. A lot of it has to do with like the overall, the way the lanes went. Just naturally, OG is able to get more out of the lanes. You see Disruptor farming mid. You see Rubik farming bottom. You see Brewmaster getting his jungle creep and just chilling in the jungle. Magnus is jungling. You see Bloodseeker's top. They're just kind of playing the whole map. Meanwhile, not all 3 lanes are getting farmed by the Khan side.
No, and Z-Freak's almost a higher level than the Slark at this point. So, Rubik, at this rate, should get a decent time on an even Aether Lens or a Blink Dagger, and that's when they can easily start to match the aggression of Khan. You will have a long way to go if they want to go for a Spirit Vessel this game. I'm surprised it wasn't Cheshire Cat that built into it, but he had such a terrible lane that Earth Spirit's the one who's picked up the urn. No tail. He's going to capture this. Looks like Fishman's going to let him. They have no way of fighting. Apart from bot, they're trying to go on to Z-Freak right now. He bats one away, but they roll straight back in. They find a pick off on to Z-Freak.
And this is just the way Z-Freak plays, man. I know this guy very well in terms of watching him in the NA region. Very greedy 4-position player. If there's dangerous farm to be taken, he will always be taking it. So naturally going to be the one tanking the ganks whenever his team is ahead, because if he's taking the most dangerous farm, there's really no way to kill his teammates unless you kill him first. So that is what exactly they have to do. They are going to try to catch this Slark. Whoa.
They see him. Trying to cut some trees. He has got the Shadow Dance. Looks like he'll get away with it. They thought he actually got out. He does in the end, but they had time to respond. Glimpse back. They'll at least find their spirit. He has no escape from this. The clumsy net. More like a trusty net in this situation ensures it.
It's actually super value on Disruptor, because usually you glimpse them and then they can potentially just TP away. But now you have the clumsy net to cancel any TPs after you glimpse somebody.
Z-Freak was finding that dangerous farm again. He found a dangerous farmer. This arrow kills him off.
Found it. Have you found it?
There's a smoke rotation from OG Seed though. Maybe they can find a high value target like the Tiny. He blinks away. He did break their smoke though. Glimpse back. A little bit further than expected. Kinetic field goes down, and the Static Storm along with the Blood Right. It was silence for a long time. The split's thrown out. Everything for the Tiny because it's so goddamn tanky. The Skewer with the Rupture should get him low enough to kill him off before he can throw out a single spell. Fishman does use the Winner's Curse, and Magnus is taking a lot of damage. He does have the RP to work with. Throws out too early, though. Jumps the gun, and now he might go down as a result. Duraccio does have the Shadow Dance. Chessie takes a while, but finally falls. Yamish trying to actually keep the damage up with the Magnetize. Rolls in on the Madara. Bats him back as well. Reinforcements are needed, but Madara, is he quick enough for this? Trying to move away. The rolling border does cut him off, and he should tick down. Nice side step, but the damage is already done. He will fall. Duraccio might even find more as they chase on to No Tail next. Looks like OG Seed hemorrhaging a few kills here and there, and all of a sudden Khan able to get on the map and maybe push a tier 1 tower.
That's what I was a bit concerned in the draft. I said Slark gives them a win condition, and that's what just happened. They got a little bit sloppy. They overextended. Slark does a lot of damage. Z-Freak's fed, I think, like 4 too many times at this point. Does manage to get away.
Yeah, but Sheep might not be so lucky. Sheep is way too deep. Will be caught out and killed off. Just wasted a little bit of time. Nice sidestep, actually. Could he get away?
I was actually going to make a joke that he's fine, and then he's just fine.
Well, now you just look like a 10k MMR analyst.
Yeah, that's the goal. You know, either I'm joking or I'm so right, it's amazing.
But
looking for the glimpse.
And they'll find the Wyvern. Fishman has the Winner's Curse. No chance to use it as they commit the Static Storm. Now chasing. Moving forward with the Rupture coming. Duraccio will go for the TP away. No skewer for 1 second.
Oh.
That's painful. They will smoke instantly and look to move though. They didn't de-ward. They've been spotted. So this smoke is expected. The only way you get value is if you look towards someone like Roche right now, but I'm not sure if you want to go in the pit with your lineup at this stage. Might have to.
You might feel forced to do so.
There it is.
Look like that's what they're gonna do.
You need someone else to tank.
Should be kind of aware of this, right? And they don't seem like they're reacting.
They don't have the Poison Nova is the big problem. If they're level 2 Poison Nova, I think you can maybe make a play. Wyvern doesn't want to lead the charge, so they will give the Aegis over to OG Seed. Imagine that goes in the hands of Madara. There it is.
He's gonna have his BKB soon. Mag's working on his own BKB. Brewmaster going for a Vlad's. No pipe, surprisingly, against the Veno Earth Spirit Tiny.
No. Helmet Dominate into Vlad's. No easy way to initiate either. They're really relying a lot on Disruptor to catch targets, as you don't want to obviously open up the fight with the RP. In fact, so far, Chessie, that's probably been the weak point for him, as these RPs on the Slark, always as the Dark Pact is being used.
Pretty hard hero to RP, but potentially maybe just not the right hero to RP. Maybe he should look to RP someone more reliable.
Anyone else.
Supports are always going to be in the back. Tiny isn't exactly the best target either. Neither is Venom, so it's kind of like an awkward mag game. But it was a first-round mag, so that's pretty natural.
Yeah. And this is the reason he built the Blink Dagger, though, so it should be easier for him to try and hunt one of these backline targets. And as this game goes on, finding that Wyvern will become more and more crucial, especially. They might find Cheshire Cat, though. He has got TP. Can they get him? They put the sentry up, right? So they won't have vision of him as long as he doesn't attack. So he should just TP away. Does have Guardian Greaves now, by the way. Not bad considering how his game started.
Yeah, I was worried that this Venom was just gonna kind of just be a liability for the rest of his team, but the sustain really good against heroes like Bloodseeker. When I say heroes like Bloodseeker, I mean specifically Bloodseeker because of the way his passive works. I like the first item Greaves. I think generally speaking, you just want to enable your Slark and Tiny to man fight as long as they can, and so going for the Greaves, he's going for a BKB next. I think you also just have to not die. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the BKB, but I don't mind it. I think it's whatever you think makes it easier for your game to play at this point on the Venomancer. And I think he's concerned about getting like ruptured into skewered, and the BKB prevents the skewer.
They found Cheshire Cat. He did throw out the Poison Nova first, though, so Chelsea's taking a lot of damage. Cheshire needs to move quickly. RP is interrupted. The Cheshire Cat is just going to kite him out. The Blood Rot arrived now. The Guardian Grievous to heal him up, but Chessie, he needs an escape plan fast. He's getting too low. He might just tick out to him here. This backfired heavily. Cyclone's going to come out onto the Slark to keep him out of the fight. The Cold Embrace going to be there with the Winner's Curse, though. Madara, he's down to his own team. They're going to get him alone. He's going to pop the Aegis already. The backline started into. No Tail is already dead. The split is running out soon. They might at least get Cheshire Cat, but now they need to retreat. Madara with the BKB. Runs fast. Does turn around with the Rupture right now. They're going to be forced to fight Shiva. Decent damage coming out. They're whittling away at Arrow right now. Tiny getting low. Bat to try and get him out, but Madara does get the kill. Match Community has run out. Gonna hit the Yamis, realizing he's used all his spells though. Duraccio trying to fight still, but the buyback from No Tail. He can stand his ground and look to actually take them down. Glib's back. A little bit mistimed, so he won't be started up. The damage is done. Slark is down. Earth Spirit will escape, but Fishman in the tree line. Trying to move away. No TP for 30 seconds. They don't know this though. However, he might reveal himself. He just smoked up. Z-Freak pings it out. They'll turn around, take the Splinter Blast, and kill off the Wyvern as well. Waste a little bit of time.
Seed was just getting wiped there. I thought that was like a disaster. But suddenly with one buyback from No Tail, just winning the fight, even though they lost Aegis.
They just let him pile on the spells. Yeah. Waited for the second life immediately. You saw it first, right? He runs away. He's like, wait, guys, I got 10 seconds in Magic Immunity. They've used every spell, right? Yes. All right, I'm going back in. There was no response from Khan at that point.
Yeah, and he's going to have the Maelstrom. I think that's a pretty big purchase this game because of the Wyvern Cold Embrace. You're just going to be able to hit the person and silence the person who is Cold Embraced. It's like a threat on the hero that's supposed to be saved. So, as compared to earlier where they had the Ursa TA Legion, there was really no way they could build to threaten the hero that was Cold Embraced. But this game, that's not the case.
Duraccio, despite being against a Bloodseeker, is building into an Ags on this Slark next.
Not a fan of this. I think Ags on Slark is quite a good item, but I think my description of Ags on Slark is it's an item you buy when you don't need any other items. It's just like a really good overall item. It like you appreciate the 2 pounces, it gives you the mobility, but in general the survivability is limited to based on how the opponent can punish your ability to just leap away. They have Glimpse, they have Rupture. They have a lot of overall AoE damage that he's just going to tank when he's in his ultimate, so it's really hard for him to dish out the damage he needs to do with just an Ags. So I think, I don't know how I feel about that purchase, but it might pay off if they manage to get some crucial initiations with it. Courier, casually feeding, that means they know the Earth Spirit's there, so he's going to immediately roll and TP out. Gets out just in time.
Like on No Tail's like, hold on a sec. A lot of these guys haven't been having TPs or they've been on cooldown. I'll just check with you guys. They will claim the outpost. I think you're right, though. It's this, it turns Slark into a fast food restaurant. It's just in and out, easy pickings. But against a Bloodseeker, it's just the ultimate counter already. And you're just giving yourself extra room to die at that point. I guess for initiation, it's okay. But then you're just not getting the second part of the value, which is a disengage. Because once you pounce in, you're going to be ruptured.
Or a Disruptor Static Storm, stuff that would have killed you despite having the Ags.
Yes. Feels like BKB is a must if anything in this game. Going on Z-Freak right now. Z-Freak does have the Dark Pack. Really slow. Glimpse back. Not a long enough range to actually get in position for the Static Storm, though. And Kinetic Field won't trap in the Slark either. Meanwhile, bot.
I mean, he can't fight for 70 seconds, and they know this. But meanwhile, bottom lane, Rue does not manage to get off his Primal Split. I'm telling you, man, very strange to me that he did not go first or second item pipe in this game. Very strange to me.
Yeah, I can maybe see the Helmet Dominator. That gives you a bit more early aggression. But then the Vlads, as opposed to the pipe, I guess you're like, okay, it enables the Bloodseeker, and the Mag has been suffering because of no lifesteal. But still, at that point, maybe one of them just has to kind of divert the item build to get that lifesteal. RP.
Slark gets RP'd. He
Here
doesn't have his ult.
Doesn't have anything. He's just dead. I love that skewer interaction, by the way. Nothing beats kinetic field.
Are fortified.
At least
Except for Ursa's Q.
For some reason.
For whatever reason. Glimpse onto the Veno as well. This is the power of Disruptor. Gets the Clumsy Net to follow. Does have the Greaves to remove that silence. Is he going to use it?
It isn't going to change the outcome right now. He's just trying to bide his time. Jesse is still chasing. The Gale is running out as well. So Cheshire Cat, while he tries to renew the slows, it's too late. He's dead.
I thought he was going to remove the silence and the Thunderstrike. It was a lot of damage and disable overall to remove with Greaves. But he waited a little bit. I don't think it would have made the difference.
I think he was trying to get the extra regen and armor, maybe. But yeah, I think it's much more value to just get rid of the Thunderstrike and the silence straight away. Yvette will take back the bottom outpost. They need to push in and finally take this tier 1 tower. So often ignored by Radiant sides as it feels almost worthless. Fishman, not completely worthless. They'd love to get a kill on him, but with the Arctic Burn still running, he managed to make his escape.
At this point, even though they're up by a little bit, now they're not up by a little bit as I say that, it's really hard for Khan to fight in to OG without the BKBs. They just have a lot of stuff they can throw on you for damage, and having 2 BKBs on the OG seed side just makes it much easier for them to take fights. They have 2 BKBs and a Brewmaster, so they should reliably be able to get their spells off, while, on the other hand, Khan, not so much, in terms of if they get caught by, like, Disruptor, Glimpse, and a Static Storm, they're just probably going to go down. The difference is, though, since they went for these early BKBs, if Khan can kind of get past this stage in the game without losing too many fights, they will scale better into the late game because Slark has the latest BKB. He does have the Acceptor complete, going for the Bloodseeker top, but he can just rupture him. Waited a really long time. Surprised he didn't just be like, what? And just rupture you, but he waited.
He's a bit hesitant. He's like, what's going on here? They must have more heroes. Tiny was waiting nearby, so Madara's carry senses twitching did pay off again.
Bottom.
Bot, however. Yeah, Seafreak says that's not a kill. That's poking a dragon right there. Don't mess with it. Roche won't be up for 2 minutes, so the smoke play might be a bit premature for Khan, but they don't know when Roche is coming up. They just want to try and get on the map, maybe get some vision and set up some pickoffs now that they have that Ags on Slark. And that's the big issue as well, is that Slark builds into this Ags because you want that in and out, right? You want to get the poisoner out and you want to come back in later to clean up kills. But as you mentioned, these early BKBs mean the OG seed, they commit hard at the beginning. The biggest impact comes in the first 10 seconds of the fight. And it hits hard because of the magic immunity.
Dire are scanning.
Absolutely. So if they can manage to kite that around on the side of Khan, they could be in really good shape. You kind of saw that mid the first time where they used all the abilities on the Tiny, and the Slark just cleaned up. Spider Legs, man, one of my favorite items to watch.
I love it. It's so fun as well. It was like a mini Shaker Ags feeling, right? Of how much joy you get. No Tail, however, has no joy in this game. Pounce forward, looking on Z-Freak next. They throw the Winner's Curse. The Rupture's out on Slark now as well. He needs to actually escape from this quickly. We'll move outside the blood right. Pounces away, barely outside the range. The first might see him soon. Cyclone control up under the Wyvern, but it's already used that Winner's Curse. And moving away. All right. Duraccio just committed Sudoku. He's going to an early death, and Arrow will be dragged away from the rest of his team as he'll be brought down as well. The appropriate tip coming out for the Slark here as he jumps to his death. Skewer, RP, onto 2. Silence.
Oh, the kick.
Yeah, they kicked him out of the silence range. The Avalanche already used BKB. Madara's been holding it the whole while, though. Chase through for more. Fishman goes down, buys back straight away. Skewer in. Jesse trying to clean him up here. Bat away. Yummy's trying to save the day, and he might just do that because the BKBs ran out, and Jesse can be controlled up as well. Slark commits the buyback. They're at the shrine in the tier 2 tower. They can finally fight again. Madara getting low. Looks like he'll go down. Tossed up in the air. Doesn't come down alive. And Jibe goes for the escape plan. TP's out just in time.
Okay, Roche is alive. If they can get Roche off this, those buybacks could probably be worth it. For the side of Khan, I think they definitely need it on Slark against like the RP and the Rupture. That second life pays off a lot.
And you know, good timing on the buyback from Slark. I wonder if that was him just waiting or if that was him throwing his keyboard across the room and then going to collect it as his team yelled buyback. It was a very interesting pounce. Skewer, you in a little bit too deep. No Tail does get the Static Storm down for some value, but they don't care right now. He needs to trap some people inside this. He'll hold back Venomancer, but Veno doesn't even have the poison over yet. Buyback comes out from Notel, and they're still fighting to the advantage of this Slark right now, who's wailing into Z-Freak. Toss across, will clean him up. Won't be able to move away, and Jibe went in too deep. Doesn't have the split for 30 more seconds. They'll just clean him up as well. Chessie drags away Cheshire Cat. Decides, wait, this is a team fight. Need to get rid of him now. But the Cold Embrace comes out, and BKB from Chessie means run away. Can't really get the kill on the Veno still. Goes for the skewer play. Off the mark, though. No tail. A little bit far forward. Diffusal comes out. We use the Ghost Set to protect himself, but Avalanche toss, goodbye. That's going to be the dieback. An ultra kill for Arrow. He's rubbing his hands together right now. Is like, anyone else coming out? Am I getting that rampage? Please? Doesn't look like it. All right, ton of events. Khan finally back into this game, and, well, Roche is looking like a tasty proposition for him now.
Yeah, I mean, they're up by 4,000 gold, and they haven't even gone for the BKBs yet, so... As I said, they're going to scale better because of that, and they've gotten past the point that they need to get past. Looking pretty good for them now. Slark, he took the lifesteal talent, he took the leash talent with the Ags. He should have decent sustain now. Okay. I think this game's suddenly really hard for the side of OGC.
Easy if you can pick this off.
Top. Yeah, this is a nice little efficient play here. I think this is more so... Cheshire Cat just playing way too ballsy on the map.
Yeah, he does have buyback. Well, his team is coming. He lost a bit longer than expected. Slark jumps straight in. Has got the Shadow Dance, so he's going to throw it out too early. We'll chase him with Chessie, use the BKB, but he does have the skewer and the RP available. Will connect with Slark. Cold Embrace will protect him. Blood Right coming out. The Winner's Curse going to be used, so they're turning on each other. Jibe does not have the split for 100 seconds. On the side, Z-Freak has to run away from Yumich, who's still hunting and back in the main fight. They're going to lose Jib. Skewer away. Chessie needs to run for the high hills. Blinks out just in time before the tree connects. Yamish is pinging the wrong location. Chessie, hold your breath. He has the mana. TP, run, go. Because while that's happening, Madara, he just knocked out Duraccio. They find the kill. No tail will go down to Arrow, but they find the big one. Slark dead for 100 seconds.
Is under attack.
Well, I think the word is messy again, BSJ. This match is getting very messy.
Yeah, a lot of kills so far in the series is going on, and I'd say a lot of them are people just getting caught, playing a little bit too aggressive. Venomancer forcing a fight for his own side of the team there, but he does get his ultimate off, so his dying breaths takes out like half of Madara as well as Chessie's health, and looks like neither of them ended up going down, but they do get the other three. On the side of OG, like OGC, the rest of their lineup did go down. So Roche is going to be a main point of contention. Slark still dead for 50 seconds. If OG can manage to get this Roche before he's respawned, that would be pretty huge for them. Wyvern Curse is up. Venomancer ult as well as Earth Spirit ult are coming online as well. So there's a lot of AoE, a lot of threat in that capacity. Madara bought out for the Basher, so he doesn't have buyback if he goes down.
With his curse, Jeep is gun low. Force stuff will get him out. Beautifully done. He does have the split in 2 seconds as well, so now Khan might not be able to fight. They use the Winner's Curse a little bit too early. Fishman needs to be careful as well, as they have vision. Could pull him out of location. On the other side, Arrow. Bloodbright doesn't connect. Jibe is chasing forward. Does have that split. Spirit Vessel is on him, so he'll just get drunk and run away. But there's the glimpse back. They find the big target. Tiny in trouble. Split has been committed. They'll be able to find the kill on the Rockman himself. His secondary Rockman in Yamish will just TP away. Tiny still alive. So goddamn tanky with all this armor and all this health. We'll turn around. The Poison Nova's going to come out. Madara with the BKB acts up a little bit. Rush will be thrown out. So now Slark doesn't want to move around. Does have the Shadow Dance. Refuses to commit just yet. Jibe now in a lot of trouble. Pretty deep on half HP as the split runs out. Rolling control is good. Spirit Vessel follow up. Should have named him will get the kill. On the other side, Cheshire Cat is still chasing. No tail. Throws out the net before going to his death. And Z-Freak will go for the TP away. The only option he has to roll through. Just a little bit too late. Didn't have any remnants remaining.
Yeah. Okay, well, like we said, Slark's gotten there now. He's going to have that BKB up at 900 gold. They're going to have Aegis. I mean, at this point, I think Khan, it's in their hands to throw this game. I think they have a Venomancer, so all the damage over time heavily favoring them. Tiny's already level 24. He's super farmed. And I keep mentioning this Slark, and he's not even like the #1 net worth in this game. It's the Tiny by a long shot. Bloodseeker's probably going to fall off by a bit. I think Max surprisingly has damage issues. He has like this full utility build. Has really no damage items. He has the Echo Saber, Blink, Ags, and a BKB. So crit going to be coming out soon on Tiny as well. Has the M-Claw, which is also a very valuable item on Tiny specifically. With all that bonus damage coming from the Grow.
Yeah, both sides actually got their hands on the Imp Claws. So they've had value on both sides as Magnus has been carrying it around for a long time. But things starting to shift in favor of Kai. As you said, it feels like this Slark was a bit of a red herring. Because as you said, Tiny's out ahead. He's the one that matters now. And also Venom matching Slark's net worth. A hero that got huge value in that last fight with the Poison Nova. Sudden, the onus is now on OGC. They can't just sit back and hit cruise mode. They're 10,000 gold behind. They really need is to find Khan a little bit too split and punish him for it. Easier said than done, though, because BKB just got delivered to Slark.
I don't know how you kill a BKB Slark. Unless he pounces during Rupture.
Maybe he just accidentally presses W twice. That's got to be the way.
That could work. That could work.
Nice. Okay, press W the second time towards Chessie. The defuse slows him down. And look at that, another pounce. BKB, escaped by Chessie. Tiny is arriving as well. They're dragging Dyrachio away from his team. But it's a bit too wise to fall for that one. He won't head into the high ground blind. The wraparound's coming in, though. But who's wrapping around on who? Cheshire Cat just leading the way. Like, someone hit me. I'm waiting. Who wants it? Pounce forward. Dyrachio spots out Madara. Rupture's going to be there straight away, though. Glimpse will drag him far, far off. BKB to stay in location, though. With the Rupture there, he is getting a little bit low. Disruptor still has the Static Storm. Hasn't committed just yet. He's running out of time to do so, but it's still silenced. Now the split's going to be used. Lift control onto Yumish. Rollout will be successful. Cyclone control is there, but he blinks away. After all that, split used. Shadow Dance used, but Dyrachio still has that second life. He's ready to fight. Avalanche, toss jump in. No tail's gone. Split is running out soon as well. Shibe needs to actually get out of here. He's so goddamn deep. The winner's curse as well. Will connect on the Chessies. They can follow up. Which one do they want?
No BKB.
Going for Shibe. Chessie, as you said, no BKB. Silenced up and stunned up. They might be able to find both. Rolling is off the mark from Yish. Will be a skewer away successful by Chessie. Z-Freak controls up the Earth Spirit to ensure that they don't lose more. But they now might lose their base.
Wyvern, you have a shovel? Yes.
Finally. More salves. Gonna risk and heal people, maybe. 30 seconds without no tail. He does have Static Storm available. The good news, if you're OGC, is that you cannot be mega just yet, is you still have a tier 2 bot. The bad news is that there's a huge creep wave pushing in with double catapult.
Yeah, that tier 2 is going to go down. I think you're actually just going to lose that, so...
Rupture.
Their base is under threat. That Slark...
Blood right. Cold
At this
Embrace.
point, he's got enough tankiness with the heals as well as just overall raw HP from his items that you saw him pounce there. He's still sitting pretty healthy.
Decent target. Done that poison over for 47 seconds, but is dead for 8. He does have buyback on the Venomancer. Did cost him a buyback on Shiba as well, which is quite problematic. Now, OGC need to get out of the base. They need to make some sort of play. They need to leverage a buyback situation because after they committed on Brew, you've just had a kind of win condition. Question is, what's the next big item that gives you that power spike? You can see No Tails queuing up the Ags, but that's a pipe dream at this point. It's so goddamn far away. The
Abyssal
Abyssal
has the Abyssal on Bloodseeker, yep.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's your go moment. I don't feel like you can wait much longer than that. Aegis will run out very soon.
Kick, by the way, on the Wyvern.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I think Wyvern's priority just went up somehow in this game. Was already a high kill priority. Now you absolutely have to jump Fishman first. At your own peril. Chessie trying to get to 25. He's almost there as well. It's a decent damage increase with the Empower Cleave. Especially when you give it across to Madara as well. Will it be enough, though, is the real question.
Once he gets this AC, he might actually be able to do a decent job manning up on the Slark, but... I don't know. I'm surprised Slark's not considering going for like a Satanic or a Basher of his own. Kind of just like a man-up item. I don't think Scotty's that great at manning up against Mayo heroes.
He just wants to pounce more while being ruptured.
This is true.
Especially when he doesn't have that Aegis anymore.
It does give you the mana pool to pounce more while ruptured.
It's definitely the part that he wants from it. Just build a heart at this point. Screw it. Just pounce, pounce, escape. They are smoked on Khan. Pretty deep. Slark is not with them. He'll double pounce to try and get there quickly. Another piece of value with this item on this hero.
He's flying across the map. He's gonna pounce again.
Yeah.
Yep. He's clearing mid. Kind of reminds me of Ember Spear when his Ags came out.
Oh god, yeah. Except you don't have to budget them. You just spam, spam, spam. Never really run out. It's just your mana that can run out. Shiba. The rune and backs away. It's going to be a rolling though. Yumisha's gone deep already. Lift's going to come out, connect, feel static storm on him straight away. Skuro crossed by Chessie. They need to be careful because Cheshire Cat trying to walk in. Walks in the silence. The RP is going to come out as well. He might die before he can even hit the poison over. He's gone. Dead and dusted. The buyback will come out from the Earth Spirit. They're trying to get him committed a little bit more. They don't have the buyback anymore on the Veno as he did buy out. Madara will stand his ground. Far up against Madara, bring him down bring Fishman down as well. This is baffling. Veno not saving the gold may have just cost his team a lot here. Buyback comes out from No Tail. Jibe controlled up, battered back towards the mess that is the Khan team right now. So they'll bring down the Brewmaster. However, you've still got more to deal with. Skewer. Dragon 2 in here. Kinetic field goes down. Yurachio dust off the Shadow Dance. BKB's up, and it looks like they're going to be able to burst through Yumisha already. And Madara stands his ground. All of a sudden, Slark, he doesn't have the health. The Shadow Dance won't protect him. He's trying to get rid of Chessie, but the kinetic field goes down. And no, he'll move away. Chessie's going to live. Yurachio now needs to get out of here quickly. He's burning himself down on the health. Doesn't have to worry about the first though, as they did burst down Bloodseeker, but the support will stand their ground and take the Fishman Slark to his grave with them. Arrow. Looking for more. Might find it. No Tail protects himself, throws everything out, and pushes every button to try and escape. Arrow fails to play fetch. Misses the tree. And there's going to be a glimpse away. He might just about get out of this. Arrow is chasing, does have the blink, but No Tail. Can it feel down? And it looks like he's going to be gone.
Just did that.
That's a scary Tiny.
You know, you've seen Arrow gaming at TI. This is one-man Arrow game right now. As Tiny is just beating the crap out of everyone in this game.
Okay, well, somehow OGC managing to take a fight when they're down by 12,000 gold. I guess mainly because they were able to burst the Venomancer, as you said, with no buyback as well as no use of his ultimate. Does find the Flicker. Could be quite the valuable item here.
If he doesn't get
stunned
stunned and killed from 100 to 0 again.
True.
Shivas might not change that. I feel like an Aeon Disc is crucial for Veno in this game, as we just saw why. But we're starting to see a bigger issue emerge as Bloodseeker, he's reaching a point where sure, you can still deal with the Slark, but who the hell is dealing with this Tiny?
Just let somebody else deal with them, man.
Oh, okay. Well, that seems reasonable. I guess. Yeah, Chessie, no, Chessie doesn't want it either. I guess you just cyclone and kill all his teammates, then run to his base before he can run to yours, right?
Yeah, I think that seems like the play. They honestly have to ignore this Tiny, and the only way they can afford to ignore him is if he's thrown up in the air. He has no BKB, so
That is a viable strategy for them to win fights.
Maybe the only strategy until I get something bigger, which is what Madara's working on now. He realizes we've reached a point in the game where this item won't lose us the game. He has queued up the Divine Rapier.
Yeah, I'm down.
Gotta believe in the cause. Might has been picked up as well. Lucianus Cape is found. Not really the best game throw on the side of OG Seed. Princess Knife, however, on the side of Khan, you'll say thank you very much to. And there it is. In Wyvern's inventory, it's like, great, even more. Let's give it across to Yumisha in the end. There's a lot of synergy with that in the roll and boulder, right? Because you roll in and then you just instantly tap them. And they're going to be sheepstick. Smoke on smoke. All ults available on both sides. Cheshire Cat is dangling himself. They say that right there is bait. Jibe will go for the early split. Wants to try and scout out the rest of the fight and split up the team. There's a glimpse back in the static storm. Cheshire Cat in trouble. Can't even use that flick. He's trying to get far enough away, but he's just dead. Cyclone control on the Wyvern meant that he could not try and disengage his teammate. And Chessie moving in. Has got the RP. Commits onto 2. Burning through him quickly. The buyback comes out from Rook in the meantime as he does go down, but Fishman is dead. And Slark barely escaping in the midst of that. Tiny still going for more. Disruptor will just about escape, being chased onto. Yumisha will find him in the end. Jump into Accio, trying to fight now. If they pull back the Wyvern, they think they can, but Madara with the BKB. Stands his ground, starts to heal up a lot. And Arrow, he needs to move quickly away from this. Chessie skewing them away. It's going to bring down Slark. He dies in the middle of Rupture. Another chase to fall for more. Buyback comes down from Slark. Arrow down to half HP, but they're trying to ignore as best they can to burn through the rest of the heroes. Madara goes in. Move the kill on your Mish, but nice roll away just in time. Madara won't die to Spirit Vessel, but needs to fully retreat and leave Rubik behind. That is going to be the dieback on Rubik. Looking a bit problematic because at the end of this fight, you still have Tiny standing. No one can put a dent in this man.
This guy does not give a rat's ass about anything in the existence of this game right now. He just man-fought like 3 heroes for 30 seconds and effectively took no damage. This guy has 48 armor and 50%, or like, what is it? 44% status resistance.
Behold Tiny Montana, basically. He will take all your bullets and whatever else you can throw from the side of OGC, and he'll still be standing at the end of the day. He doesn't even need this Aegis. It isn't for him. It's for Duraccio, who did buy back in the last fight.
He's got ninja gear on Slark. That's not a bad item. Movement speed and agility. Got the refresher shard as well, so when he comes out of that Aegis, he can refresh his BKB and his ult.
You can get a third pounce while he's ruptured.
True. Technically get 4 pounces while you're up.
Well, this is very true. I think he's learned his lesson on that front, although Chessie is still causing issues with the skewers. So the double BKB will be most welcome. So we'll calm down for a moment, but probably not for long. Chessie just pushing out the bot lane, but Khan probably don't care about that at this point. They might just try and force a fight in OGC's base, considering they know that the supports don't have buyback. Well, and looks like Slark is close to Skadi at this point as well. In fact,
I really don't think Scotty should be his item, but he seems pretty dead set on that being his next item.
I think you worry about being more tanky now that you got the Aegis. You should be looking at some sort of big playmaker. I think the Abyssal looks even more tasty than it did before at this stage.
Yeah, unless you're against a ranged hero where Scotty slows like more than double what it is against melees. I just don't think it's better than Abyssal, right? I think Abyssal is just a better item. Maybe he really thinks he needs the mana pool or something, but I don't think so.
I agree. I like the Skadi against heroes like Medusa, Drows, but when you're in a melee game, just get the Abyssal. 100%.
But he goes for the Scotty, replaces his ninja gear for the time being. He's got like max slots with all those neutral items.
Yup, not giving anything over to any support, even if they wanted them.
Brewmaster's got a pipe backpacked.
In favor of an arcane ring. Okay, there we go. He figured it out. Scan. They're here. Calm. Leading first to Cheshire Cat. Avalanche toss in, looking on G-Bet. They put down the Static Storm, but the Hex is out. He's in a lot of trouble. Getting low RP to try and buy him enough time. He will get the split off. And now Chessie skewers away Yumish, drags him off from the fight. The Winner's Curse is going to be used. The Cyclone is out onto the Wyvern, and G-Bet is buying a lot of time for his team. The buyback comes out as Venno does get caught off with the side. They find more here. Sun control is good. The onus is on Khan to try and actually reinitiate so they can get Venno in and get a good poison over. Pounce forward. G-Bay the target is low. Blood right, try and protect him. Force Stuff does get up with the high ground though. He's on the low ground and hexed up. Skewer across. Nice interruption to the boulder smash in. The wrong boulder rather. Now the boulder smash afterwards to slow him down. But G-Bay, the crits don't do enough. They're chasing on the back line. We'll force them away for the moment. But now Arrow trying to re-engage. Madara is stunned up, controlled up with the leash as well. But there's a glimpse away to get rid of Duraccio. The refresh has been used. Fishman does have the second Winner's Curse to work with. More stuff out for Madara though. Chasing, continuing. Looking for a target. They might be able to find No Tail. There it is. Tosses it on the spot. One. Another one. And then when he comes down, he's gone. Buyback instantly though. They have to disengage. They still don't have their Earth Spirit is the problem here. But you did keep the Aegis. After all of that, shall we say, extended mess, that bloodbath back and forth, they managed to still have the advantage of Aegis for another minute. OG Seed making sure that that gold lead does not build any further for Khan. And they want to make a play again. Rupture's off cooldown. They.
At what moment is either of these teams feel comfortable winning fights? You know, it feels like no matter what advantage Khan has, their Venomancer is dying at the start, and being forced to, like, does he just need the Eon disc, like you said? Like,
I think he should definitely have got the out. I just don't feel like Shivas is doing anything because he just gets stunned at the start of the fight and then he never experiences life again. He's just in a coma.
Maybe just a BKB. I think either of those two items would do the trick. I just think he hasn't itemized properly in order to live through fights, and it's like a little bit awkward because of that.
I think even the BKB maybe doesn't save him though because the RP is my big worry, right? Like he just gets RP'd, he dies in that duration every time. You know, at least by like someone like Booster Travels, so if you do buy back, you could be back in the fight in time because that was a slow, tedious sliver across from the shrine to try and be involved in again after he died.
That's a pretty big level 30 on Mag. He's going to get the 10 armor, 200 health, 75 shockwave, and reverse or RP stun duration will go up to 4.75.
Tiny's getting close as well, though.
Yeah, Tiny is close. You're right. 20 movement speed, 400 health. Toss requires no target and avalanche cooldown. I think he really only benefits from the avalanche cooldown for the most part, but all the other things are just nice little things.
And then it's the carries. Madara and Dyrachio up at 27. They got some way to go. I think Bloodseeker gets a bit more value out of the level 30 though, right?
Yeah, the Blood Right talents are really nice. The cooldown as well as the damage.
The rest still far off. Cheshire Cat almost has 25. I think you just take the poison over AoE, so you'll always connect with everyone. Although the Plague Wards seem mighty tempting if you think you're going to be forced into a slow siege. Smoke. They see that the side of Khan is split, and they want to punish this right now. They're connected towards bot lane. Dyrachio is going to break that smoke. Will manage to move away in time. No tail. Does get the glimpse, though, after the double pounce. Brings it back, but no, he has the BKB. Can they find more? Arrow's still hanging around. No blink for 2 more seconds. They can't stop him. Maybe. Arrow? Oh, no! Ooh, Tessie. He saw it just a moment too late. Luckily, he did press S before he hit and wasted the RP.
Yeah, just a brief hesitation by the Mag there. Ever so brief.
Would have been a decent kill. Not the biggest of kills because he does have buyback, and also, in fairness, Arrow at that stage, in that position, you jump him, he'll probably Satanic and take one of you with.
You might even get his team to help him by the time you by the time you bring him down. He's just so tanky.
This is true. It is a 44 HP, 44 armor of a hero with 4.3k HP. They still have a vulnerable, weak underbelly, shall we say. You know, Wyvern and the Venno still easy to pick off for the side of OG Seed. But that works both ways. Really big and Disruptor. They've been praying for a Witless Shaco to drop all game, and it hasn't.
Or am I finally going to see tier 5 items for the first time?
We got
Please
a long way to
tease
go.
me.
Calm down, all right?
Yeah.
It's still 18 minutes away. But yeah, we will.
I have yet to see a single game reach the 70-minute mark. Any game I've watched, casted, or played has not reached the 70-minute mark. So,
Same. Maybe we should just ask
I'm
both
ready.
teams. You guys want to chill and just, you know, gentleman's agreement, farm
you
until
guys have made me. You know, we've gone this far. Let's just make it happen. Let's bring it
yeah,
on.
you know, in for a penny, in for a pound at this stage. You're 53 minutes in. You might as well go the full mile. I like this from Madara as well. He's getting the Ags next. I was wondering if he'd look towards this just because we've seen what you can do just by rupturing Slark, right? If you could then throw out a rupture on Venno and keep him away from the fight, or even the tiny double skewer rupture targets, deletes heroes. Roche will be up in a minute's time, so expect both teams to start probing, looking for a nice little cheeky pick-off before Roche actually spawns and gives the late Christmas presents to one team. And it looks like Slark is now getting that Abyssal after he picked up the Basher. Thank you. God bless you.
So is the rolling boulder stun duration doubled as well? Like, does it amp up the bonus stun duration as well? The talent?
I don't think so. I'm wondering because it...
That seems like a pretty lame talent. Like, maybe with Spid being such a low cooldown, I guess that's pretty.
Yeah,
pretty overall
it's
high
fairly
stun
decent.
duration.
Although the grip in this game isn't bad, right? The only problem, well, I don't think you take it just because of the rupture. Because like, oh, set Cheshire Cat, let me save you. Okay, you just died. I seem to have killed you.
Himself with pounce anymore. He can just
have his air spirit do it for him.
His teammate, yeah, exactly. And then he can get pulled and kicked, and he, just fly for 2,000 damage.
Basically, Khan are going to get to the stage where they're playing Pong with Slark. In he goes, out he comes. Smoke now. Taking Cheshire Cat on the front line. He does have the Aeon Disc now, so it's not that easy entrance kill for OG Seed. Hex on the side. Now they jump in deep. They see No Tail. They want to bring him down. RP on the back line. Both Poss Fires being eliminated first. But now Z-Freak being brought down. Toss up will be interrupted. Skewer back. Poison Nova comes out. And it comes on to 1 or 2. The split's going to be used as well. And Static Storm is on the side. Allows Madara to clean up one as Duraccio is brought down. We'll buy back straight away. And Z-Freak trying to run away. But the Arcturus is slowing him down. Tiny controlled up for the moment. But Lois to protect him. Now they're trying to clean up the Brewlings. As Jibe will try to move off with the Earth Panda. Well, Blood right deep. Silence comes out. Skewer through. Chessie says, if I'm going to the grave, you're coming with me, Cheshire. Trying to bring him down, but Cheshire Cat's going to live. The Cold Embrace will keep him alive. He hasn't got the damage. Instead, it's going to be Chessie who dies alongside Madara on the other side of the fight. And all of a sudden, Khan coming out ahead here. Buybacks will be needed. Hex is going to be there on Jibe as well. As the splits ran out, and he has no one there to save him. He's in the middle of no man's land. The triple buyback will be too late. Reinforcements will not arrive. Rupture goes out. Skewer across. Looking at Duraccio. Drag back as well, but his curse going to be there. Trying to hit Madara, but he is protected for the moment. Shadow Dance has been used by Duraccio, so he's starting to heal up a little bit, but now they can stand and fight against him, but the stuns don't keep coming out in his favor. Stun. Skewer through. Trying to bring him down, but Cold Embrace, it offsets the damage that's done. The silence is out. Duraccio will be able to pounce out successfully as the Rupture has ran out. Madara needs to escape. Stolen Wind's curse going to be used to buy some time. Madara will be able to heal up, but his team needs to survive for when he comes back. Hex on the G-base. Z-Freak getting pretty low. Looks like he knows he's going to die. It's definitely an inevitability at this point. Duraccio with the BKB turns and finds Chessie. Needs to now climb, but he can't find it in time. The BKB won't save him instead. Now Jibe will die as well. It looks like Khan have finally done it. Took almost 60 minutes, but OG Seed, can Madara burst the world is the question. He says, okay, I might lose, but I want to beat my counter, and he won't be able to. Slark does live. The buyback comes out from Disruptor. What can you do, No Tail? 2-time TI winner. You can GG out.
I waited 56 minutes for this, and they couldn't even get me tier 5 items. Thorough disappointment here for me. 57 stacks of advantage in the game. Always like to look at that on the sword. I mean, 17 permanent, but 57 from that one fight. But yeah, overall, the Slark was a bit scary for me in unorganized Dota. What I mean by unorganized, I'm not saying OG Seed isn't necessarily a real team, right? But they're not a well-practiced team. They haven't been playing together for a long time. And these heroes like Slark and PL, once they reach that threshold of like being really hard to bring down, it just makes it really hard to play. You have to play better than your opponent. You have to execute cleanly. And I think they were just getting picked off a bit too much on the supports on the side of OG Seed, including No Tail. No offense to him. Was very surprised about how late that pipe on the Brewmaster was. They had this lead. They had the momentum going in their favor out of the landing stage on OG Seed, and they kind of just think they just had overall not enough continuity within the team. Z-Freak going 0-13, underwhelming performance from him, I think. And yeah, just a little bit too many mistakes on the side of OGC.
Yeah, they're going to have to go back drawing board, figure things out. 2-time TI captain is going to have something to say, surely. But, you know, I can hear the disappointment in your voice. You know, you probably put a bet on OG Seed. They lost game 1. And also the bigger disappointment, you didn't get to see the tier 5 items. But don't worry, BSJ. All right?
It's going to happen, man.
It can still happen.
Next game, we're going to get to 70 minutes, and then we're going to have a game 3 of another 70 minutes.
Yeah, that one's going to be 140 minutes, okay? Because you just got to keep increasing, okay? The dramatization has got to continue. And the drama will continue because this is only game 1, guys. Best of 3 between Khan and OG Seed. But OG Seed, now they're fighting for their life. They're 1 game down. Khan only needs to win the next one to actually go and emerge from the group stage. And this would be a big upset, especially considering, you know, OG Seed, no offense to the standard roster, but No Tail is meant to be an upgrade. We'll see if he's got something to pull out for us in game 2, though. Short break, first of all. Go grab yourself a drink. Go get your betting sites ready. Slap down a bet, maybe on Khan. I mean, the odds are still ridiculously good for them on GG Bet. I don't know. I'm going to stay out of it, all right? I am a caster. I love good action, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get more good action in a few minutes' time.